What's up, everyone? Welcome into the Fantasy Football Game Show brought to you by Front Yard Fantasy here on Better Sports Network. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my co-hosts, Joey Wright and John Luke Garofalo. And joining us today to play a little bit of brackets, help us determine the number one Dynasty quarterback and who would come out on top in a Super Mario Battle Royale. We brought in the expert Eric Romoff. For those of you that do not know Eric, you can find him on Twitter at Get Green Screens right there, or his personal account at Fantasy Nav. He's the co-founder of Pros with Joe's Charity League and Green Screens Media, and a contributor over there at Dr. Roto Fantasy Sports. Eric, thanks so much for joining us today, my friend.
Eric.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I'm looking forward to a battle royal.
A battle royal indeed. And Eric, I know the Mario one's going to get contentious. We've got some hot Mario opinions here, some very differing,
some really stupid Mario opinions,
some really strong,
and some really smart ones
on certain Mario characters currently outward facing on Joey's Cup. But hopefully you can help mediate and be the tiebreaker that determines the winner of this outcome. We got some people in the chat ready for today's show. Tyler over here. What's up, Tyler? Said, I can't wait to be on the show. We got to get Tyler back on here to compete with us. It's been a while. We got Dame in the chat with the yo. Victor in the chat said, good afternoon, bro. Chacho, smash that like button for the bros. And
what up, my guy?
We got Jay in the chat. A whole lot of handsome on the show today, especially on that upper right-hand corner. There's a little bit of extra.
A little bit of dingus.
We got Ladarius in the show. Good afternoon. What's up, Ladarius?
What up, Ladarius?
You missed yesterday's show with Ladarius on it. Go back and check that one out. It was a ton of fun, and we had some good puzzles there, unfortunately.
I watched back over coffee and my sausage croissant this morning, and Ladarius was hysterical yesterday.
He's killing it. We got Justin in here with the AO guys. What's up, Justin? Glad to have you here.
What up, Justin?
And Better Boss in the chat said, I'm here. Don't start without me. Don't worry. You're just
we
in
got
time.
You.
Scampers in the chat. Our favorite chat cat.
Meow.
It's the time to get everyone upset about one thing or another.
Oh,
That's the best part about brackets. Us doing brackets in tiers is really just pissing off everybody watching the show and then turning it off. That's what we do. For 1 hour, we make decisions they disagree with, and then we turn it off and go away.
It's our best game.
It's our best game. It's our number one game. Dustin in the chat. Speaking of people who usually hate our decisions in brackets, we got Dustin here. Welcome in, Dustin. Glad to have you.
Go.
What up, my guy?
Maria in the chat as well says, here comes the arguments. Oh, we can only hope.
Good afternoon, Maria.
And does with the hashtag Team Joey.
Are there teams
already?
Brackets? I don't know. But
there
Justin,
can be.
As always, I appreciate the support.
We got Piriel in the chat saying, I like how my first message was so early. It didn't show up on the stream. Wow. That's commitment. Showing up before we can even see your messages.
I saw Piriel just joined our Discord, so thank you for joining.
Oh, what up? Welcome in. Let's go.
Well, guys, today we are going to start off with our Dynasty quarterbacks bracket, determining who the number one QB in Dynasty is. Before we get into that, though, a couple reminders. Number one, if you're not already following our friend Eric, go and follow him right now on Twitter at Fantasy Nav. And then check out Green Screens Media on Twitter at Get Green Screens. That's what's right there below his handsome face on the screen. You're not going to regret following him. After you do that, if you're watching the show on our YouTube channel, hit that sub button and make sure you hit that little bell. We got a new time every day, 3 p.m. Eastern time. It's the easiest way to make sure you don't miss
old time.
It's our new old time. And you can check us out at our new old location, Front Yard Fantasy YouTube, or at bettersports.com as well. You guys ready to dive into this first bracket?
Yeah, let's do it.
We're talking some dynasty quarterbacks here, and we've got 8 of the hottest names listed. We're Running through them in no particular order except the order they're listed here. We've got Patrick Mahomes, Trevor Lawrence, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen. A whole lot of J names at the bottom of that bracket. We're going to go through these matchups one by one, voting head-to-head who we think is the better dynasty quarterback you would rather roster in dynasty in a vacuum. Give your argument, give your vote. If there is a tie, we will go to the chat to break that tie, and whoever moves on to the end of this bracket will be undisputably, through the science of brackets, our champion today.
Let's go.
Let's go. Albert Justin time. What's up, Albert? Welcome in, my friend.
What up, Albert? You said dynasty, right, Simon?
Dynasty indeed. So Jared Goff just barely missed the list down there at 9.
Oh, rats.
I know. You were really looking forward to talking about him.
Love me some Goff.
We're going to get started with our first matchup here. Patrick Mahomes versus Trevor Lawrence. And Eric, I'm going to come to you first. Which one of these quarterbacks is better in dynasty?
I'm probably going to end up going Chuck here. Very, very tough draw for Trevor Lawrence in the first round. But, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is he's young enough to be able to build around for a good amount of time, but also he's very much so proven at the NFL level. So tough draw for Trevor, but I'm going to go with Mahomes.
One vote for Mahomes, but a little nod to T-Law. Joey, are you agreeing with Eric here?
Yeah, T-Law got a bad seating here. I'd like to talk to the seating committee on this. But yeah, it's going to be Patrick Mahomes for me. He's my number one dynasty quarterback. Just unfortunate for T-Law. Sometimes it happens.
Sometimes you run up against a behemoth in the first round like Patrick Mahomes. JL, are you agreeing with the sentiment of these two, or are you giving a nod to Sunshine down there in Jacksonville?
I hate this. I am mad about this, and I am upset.
Mm-hmm.
And I need everybody to know it, because Patrick Mahomes is very good, and so is Trevor Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Thank you. That is all.
Very insightful, John Luke. Both good. Yet I go with Patrick Mahomes, and I'm agreeing with you guys. It sucks. T-Law probably is definitely a top 8 dynasty quarterback for a lot of people, near in that top 5. He could be in contention after the top 4 names that we're talking about today, but I can't put him in over Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes with a clean sweep, moving on to the next round in here. Also, Mr. Scampers wants to put it on a stress ball in there. Let the arguments start. And Maria has the idea with different FYF faces on them so you can pick who to squish.
Squish, 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 squish.
Eric, as the unbiased third party here, which stress ball do you think would be the best selling? Who would people want to squish the most?
Who wants to squish the most? I think it's probably JL. JL, you've got some controversial takes here in FYF history, right?
Oh,
best-selling stress ball, JL's balls. Get them in the FYF shop.
Coming soon to a shop near you.
Don't put them in your mouth, though.
We got Tim in the chat saying, I'm going to be hurt by this Mario bracket, aren't I? Well, you're just going to have to wait and find out. We're moving on to our next matchup here. Joe, you've got the first vote on this one. Lamar Jackson versus Joe Burrow. Which one of these quarterbacks do you prefer in Dynasty?
We really should have mixed these. This should have been a Dynasty QB Mario Bracket Royale.
Eric proposed that right before you got into it. Asked if it was going to be just a battle royale between everyone.
Well, that really should have been Lamar Jackson against
quarterbacks fighting to the death, right?
Yeah.
It would bring up some interesting conversations, I'd have to say. On this one, I'm going to go Joe Burrow. There's a lot of uncertainty surrounding Lamar. I think wherever he plays, he's going to be a superstar. But even missing one season, let's say he sits out this year, I mean, that would be enough for me to give the nod to Joe Burrow. Plus, I just absolutely love Joe Burrow. I have him ranked ahead of Lamar Jackson now in Dynasty and in redraft. It's a pretty easy Burrow for me. That system that he's in, what they built around him looks really great.
One vote for Burrow from Joey. John Luke, you agreeing with Joey here? Are you going with Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson? Or maybe it was Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson.
I got to go with Joe Burrow here. I think this is so incredibly close between these two guys. It is Joe Burrow by a nose, and that's really just for his passing upside. I just think that quarterback who passes that much, who's that good, I mean, he could end up with a Peyton Manning like run later on in his career. So I love that for Joe Burrow. Lamar Jackson, has just as much of a chance to be the top quarterback in the league as Joe Burrow. So we're splitting hairs here, but I'll go Joe Burrow.
Yeah, Jale, I love that point you brought up. This is these are two quarterbacks that I don't think any of us would be shocked if they finish as the number one QB in fantasy next year, right? Like even with the uncertainty around Lamar, if someone told you right now, I've been to the future, Lamar Jackson is the 2023-24 NFL fantasy QB points leader, we would all be like, yeah, checks out. I wonder who he signed with, right? Was it with the Ravens? That would be our question.
Right.
That being said,
God, I want to switch. See, it's so close. I want to switch back already.
if there was more clarity around just he is playing next year, then I would choose him, because I do think in the next 2 to 3 years he has more upside, and that's generally the window that I play Dynasty in is 2 to 3 years, right? So if Lamar Jackson was signed with a team today, the thing with the Ravens was resolved. He was on a new team. The Falcons decided we do want to roll with Lamar Jackson. I might vote him, but today I can't. I got to vote Joe Burrow. Eric, where are you rolling here? Are you going to make it a clean sweep, or is one vote going Lamar's way?
Yeah, sweep it. Another tough draw for Lamar Jackson. If we knew for sure what his future held, I think you can make a really strong argument for him emerging out of this matchup. But I mean, just any uncertainty in his future picture, it introduces some risk. So, we got to account for that. And obviously, Joe Burrow is a strong dynasty quarterback of his own right.
Simon, switch mine over.
Switcher's over. Make it
switch it
3-1.
over. I need a nod to Lamar Jackson. It can't be 4-0 against
You're
Lamar
right.
Jackson here.
You know what? Switch my. I'm just kidding.
Let's go to the job,
Who's coming with me?
Well, we're gonna move on to our next matchup here, guys. JL, you've got the first vote here, and it is a battle between Jalen Hurts and Justin Fields. Which one of these quarterbacks would you prefer to roster in Dynasty?
Jalen Hurts or Justin Fields? Man, this is tough. These guys are similarly talented. I think I'd give the nod probably to Jalen Hurts, and I'm going to give the situational nod to Jalen Hurts. That team that they built around him is just fantastic. Justin Fields, while I really love his talent, I think he is destined for greatness in the NFL. That team's got a long way to go to get in there. Now, they've definitely taken a few steps towards that this offseason with the moves that they made, that big old trade at trading away the number one spot to Carolina for all those picks. So I'm going to go Jalen Hurts here, but Justin Fields is sniffing right behind him.
One vote for Jalen Hurts, and I guess that means it's my vote. This one hurts me to my core. But when we look at what Justin Fields did last year on that Bears offense that threw the ball 11 times total, it is absolutely absurd. It seemed like every game he was just set for one run where your jaw dropped to the floor. Like, how the hell did he get out, and how the hell did he make it 70 yards before anybody grabbed him? If he can unlock even becoming an average passer, we're looking at someone who competes for the number one overall quarterback every single year with the level of rushing that he's putting out there. I like Jalen Hurts is a great rusher. I don't think he's Justin Fields. It's
Jalen Hurts.
He's that. Oh, thank you, Jay. I was a little bit confused there, but I don't think he's on the same level of rushing ability as Justin Fields is. So I'm going to give the nod to Justin Fields here with the moves that the Bears are making around him, grabbing a wide receiver like DJ Moore to pair him with. Like, they're making moves to try to support their young quarterback, and we've seen that quarterback take the leap when they go out and get the guy, get him a receiver, get him his number one, someone that's a safety blanket. So I'm giving it to Justin Fields here, but this is oh so very close. Eric, it's 1-1. Where's your vote going, my friend?
Yeah, so this is another one that's super close. Honestly, I feel like Jalen Hurts is a little bit of future Justin Fields, right? Like, two guys that profiled to do a ton with their legs and showed an ability to do that at the NFL level very quickly. But, Jalen Hurts started to take some steps forward in terms of his game as a passer last season. And while I believe that Justin Fields can do that, we haven't seen it yet, right? So it's a super close call, but a little bit larger sample projects out a little bit higher for me with Jalen Hurts. So I'll go that way.
2-1, Jalen Hurts in the lead. Joey, you sending Jalen Hurts on to the next round, or are you sending this to the chat?
So, yeah, I'm going to send Hurts to the next round, but I do want to say this. I would rather draft Justin Fields where he's going than take Jalen Hurts where he's going.
That's fair.
I like the value on Fields a lot better.
How
but I'm
far
still
apart are they
rather have
going
Hurts.
in Dynasty? Like in a Dynasty
They're like
startup?
3 rounds apart.
Wow.
If you're just a single quarterback dynasty.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And
In
that is
Superflex,
enough of a difference for me.
they're probably both near that first round.
Within 3 or 4 picks, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Well, Jalen Hurts moving on to the next round, 3-1. Justin Fields getting that nod though. We've got one more round here in the first round. I've got the first vote: Justin Herbert versus Josh Allen. And while I am so very excited for what Justin Herbert might do in this new offense, they've got a new offensive coordinator there. They might be chucking that ball around, and he's a guy that you want chucking the ball around. I got to roll with Josh Allen. I got to roll with the rushing upside of Josh Allen and what we've seen. We've seen him be the number one fantasy quarterback multiple times. I'm going to throw my vote there, but Justin Herbert may just take a little bump up. I feel like he's viewed a tier below like Mahomes, Burrow, Allen. This time next year, we may be looking at him just in that same conversation with it's Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Herbert. Eric, it's on to you. One vote for Allen. Where's your vote going?
Man, instead of making a case for Allen, who will eventually get my vote here, I just want to gripe at the selection committee. Whichever one of you made these will immediately skyrocket up my rankings for which squish ball face I want the most. Every one of these first round matchups has been brutal, right? I would love to see a couple of these youngest guys face off and then have an intriguing second round matchup. But nonetheless, here we are. Justin Herbert is a fantastic option as your dynasty quarterback, but without as much rushing upside as Josh Allen, he is going to be left aside in this decision.
With anger towards the selection committee, Eric selects Josh Allen to move on to the next round. Dustin in here saying this should be 4-0 win for Allen. We'll see if it ends up being that way. Joey, you've got the next vote. Which way are you rolling?
It's going to be Josh Allen for me. I like Herbert a lot. I just think what we've seen out of Josh Allen, just get him one more wide receiver. Make it a little easier on me.
Who do you want there?
Ooh. Listen, send Mike Evans there for a couple of years. Give him a red zone threat. You know, like a good, dependable red zone threat. Yeah.
That would be the
I don't want to see him leave. But I'm just saying, like, somebody like that.
I was going to say the Buccaneers fan down there just offering Mike Evans to the Bills.
Yeah. Or like, listen, I was having a conversation before the show about the rookie wide receivers coming in. If Quentin Johnston went to the Bills, that's the perfect scenario for me for where he would go, where I might take him as the top rookie wide receiver this year. It would have to be that perfect match.
Get him a big bodied end zone threat like Quentin Johnston. That would be fun. Well, John Luke, it's 3-0. Dustin predicted 4-0. Are you going to make Dustin's prediction come true, or is there a vote going Justin Herbert's way?
Well, I am going to throw a vote to Justin Herbert. I don't know why I'm talking like this, but I am. I'm going to go. I think that you should go Josh Allen pretty much in any context right now. Just looking at market value, Josh Allen has a higher value than Justin Herbert. But I do think that Justin Herbert is going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. I think he's definitely in the conversation with Josh Allen. So I'm going to leave my vote there.
And now, alone without a pity vote in the first round sits Trevor Lawrence. We apologize for the complete and utter disrespect that we just served you by putting you in the bracket, putting you up against Patrick Mahomes,
We love you, baby.
Only quarterback who did not get a vote. We are on. What's up, Joey?
I'm saying I would have taken T-Law in matchups against Justin Herbert, Fields, and Lamar.
Yep.
So yeah, bad seeding.
Well, take it up with the selection committee. It wasn't me. It was Jay.
I will.
We should rank members of the selection committee when this is all done.
Yeah, we'll do an FYF selection committee bracket. Eric, we are moving on to our next matchup here. Second round, semifinals. Patrick Mahomes versus Joe Burrow. Who are you taking in Dynasty?
Another brutal matchup here. For me, it's super close, but I'm actually going to lean on the side of Joe Burrow here. Slightly younger, about a year and a half younger, but moreover, the weapons that he has around him and associated with this offense are equally as, or if not younger than he is, right? So I think that he's set up for, prolific success on the offensive side for a longer period of time. Whereas, on the Kansas City side, like they've kind of cobbled it together last year. Obviously, they still have Kelsey, but he is getting older and older, like all of us. So very close margin, but I'll go with Joey B.
One vote for Joe Burrow.
Joey B.
And Joey was smirking down there the whole time, making me think he thinks they're going to cause a little chaos with this round of the bracket. Before we get into that, Dustin in the chat, just letting you know, JL, that you are dead to him for at least 2 days after that vote for Justin Herbert over Josh Allen.
That is fair and reasonable.
Fair
Yeah,
and
put that
reasonable.
squishy ball up on the site tonight so that Dustin can buy some.
Joey, where's your vote going here?
1,500.
Listen, he's a year younger. He holds a 3-1 record over Patrick Mahomes. The more I thought about this, I was doing a little finger tap in there while I wasn't being asked questions. I'm going to pick Joe Burrow. I mean, it's so close between the two, and I'm sure it's going to go to the chat. And I did earlier say that Mahomes was my Dynasty QB1, but oh man, it's Joe Burrow for me. The weapons are better. He's a year younger. He's performed. Hasn't got the Super Bowl. Well, he has gone to the Super Bowl. He hasn't won one.
He lost.
I know.
Like a
I know.
loser.
You can see I'm just battling with myself internally right now. I'm going to give it to Burrow. We need to hear from the chat today too. So I'm
Eric is legitimately so handsome, smart, and charming that he made Joey go back on Patrick Mahomes as my number 1 dynasty quarterback in about 3 sentences about Joe Burrow.
Let's go.
That's the power of
This
green
is
screen.
this is a cornerstone of my overarching fantasy football strategy. Just amaze and dumbfound people with my
Well, it's working so far. John Luke, have you been amazed and dumbfounded? Where's your vote going here?
All of my amazement, all of my dumbfoundedness is happening right now. But hell no, I'm going to Patrick Mahomes. Come on. No, Patrick Mahomes is my favorite quarterback easily in the NFL. Top Dynasty QB, hands down.
I'm with you, JL. It's going to be Patrick Mahomes for me as well. I love what Joe Burrow's doing. I love the weapons that he has. I love everything about his situation. He's not
except
the only thing he could be doing better is be Patrick Mahomes. And then I would like him better for fantasy
with
football.
Andy Reid.
I haven't seen Patrick Mahomes not do Patrick Mahomes things. Even whenever he was struggling, he was still like a top 5 fantasy quarterback. You know what I mean? Like the demise of Patrick Mahomes 2 seasons ago was them adjusting to a new style of defense. It was Andy Reid being smart in that offense. So I'm rolling Patrick Mahomes here, which means we're going to have to go to the chat for this one. John Luke, did we have a poll running over there?
Of course we did. Of course we did. And I am about to end it right now. So I hope your votes are in because Patrick Mahomes is going to win this poll. 85% of the votes go to Patrick Mahomes. Let's go.
I had decided going into that matchup. Go ahead, Simon.
I said you guys tried your hardest to get him over there.
Yeah.
I think what happened is maybe you looked at one too many pictures of him with a scar in his mouth and you were like, I got that guy.
No, I had already decided I was going to be sneaky and do it. And then Eric did it. And I was like, I'll still do it.
Well, we've got our next semifinal matchup here. Joey, you've got the first vote on this one. Jalen Hurts versus Josh Allen. Where are you rolling here?
I was so concerned about the Burrow Mahomes one. I didn't even look at this one. This might be the hardest one for me. Do I want our FYF shop to sell 2 squishy balls tonight from Dustin, or do I want them to sell 1?
Don't say 2 squishy balls.
That's what they are, right? Oh, no, I
Wrong
shouldn't
with
say
you.
2 squishy balls. I shouldn't say that in a row. No, I shouldn't say that. It's going to be Josh Allen for me. I do like what they're doing in Philly with Jalen Hurts. But just Josh Allen just looks absolutely elite in this league. Like I said, though, get him one more receiver, and I think that's really all he's missing.
1 vote for Josh Allen. Joey trying to avoid anyone squishing his balls. JL, where is your vote going on this one?
This one, I got to go with Josh Allen. He's in a great system, and he's a great talent and a great system. Jalen Hurts, I guess, also fits that bill, but he's just not passing as much. He doesn't have as much of a passing upside. Even though he's improved in that way, he's still got a long way to go. So give me Josh Allen.
This one's super close. They both have those rushing abilities, though. We give the nod to Jalen Hurts, I think, when it comes to who's the better rusher, who's got slightly more of a rushing upside.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like either offense is poor. The Eagles is definitely more of a run-first offense, though. So I guess there is that limiting effect for Jalen Hurts in play. They're both running the ball, marginally more for Jalen Hurts. They're both passing the ball, significantly more for Josh Allen. So even though I give the edge to Jalen Hurts on that rushing upside, the passing volume there in Buffalo is too much to ignore when all else is close. It's going to be Josh Allen for me, but man, that hurts. I love both these guys in Dynasty. Eric, where are you rolling here?
I was trying to make a salient case for Jalen Hurts over Josh Allen, and I was having a real hard time doing it. But if nothing else, because I missed all of my opportunities to cast a pity vote, I'll tip the cap to Jalen Hurts and give him my vote here.
He deserves it.
Nice.
3-1, but Josh Allen moving on to the next round.
Dustin in here saying, so JL goes with Allen even though he didn't vote for him in the first round. Yeah, exactly. That's how that works.
So matchups work.
Because I would have voted for Justin Herbert over Jalen Hurts. So naturally, I have to just look at each matchup in isolation.
No, it's all related, and you have to stay perfectly consistent, even if that involves flawed logic, JL.
Even shifting my entire world.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay.
Yes. No.
Flawed Logic would be a really good team name.
Flawed Logic?
Flawed Logic. It's a good team name.
What's the blah, 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 blah?
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Blah, blah,
Blah,
blah.
blah, blah. What is that from? The blah, blah, blah? I have no idea where that's
Dirty
from,
Rock.
but
Arrested Development.
that's it.
Arrested Development. There you go.
That's it. That's where it is. All right. Well, guys, we got our championship matchup here. JL, you have the first vote. Patrick Mahomes versus Josh Allen. Who is your Dynasty QB1?
Patrick Mahomes.
Any adjectives you'd like to say?
Oh, yeah. Woo!
Those are my favorite.
Those are
adjectives.
noises, JL.
Well, Eric,
my bad.
We didn't finish 7th grade language arts, and my vote is also going to Patrick Mahomes here. You can't go wrong with either of these guys. I think in the next year we'll probably start seeing other names sneak in there, 1-2 in Dynasty. But for right now, these guys seem to be the consensus 1-2. They're probably my 1-2, and I've got Patrick Mahomes ever so lightly ahead. Eric, which way are you rolling here?
I am going to keep this one alive. I'm going to go with Josh Allen here. Obviously, the passing yards for Mahomes is a little bit more prolific, but kind of like the logic that you were laying out in the last matchup between Allen and Hurts, the involvement in the rushing game, specifically when they're in scoring position, is significantly larger for Josh Allen compared to Patrick Mahomes. So I'll go with the Bills faithful and vote for Allen.
2-1. Dustin's new favorite, Eric, voting for Josh Allen. Joey, which way are you rolling here?
Listen, there's a few different factors. These guys are razor thin close. But there are two things that keep me from voting for Patrick Mahomes on this. One, I forgot what my things are. Two, I don't want Dustin mad at me. Team Joey every day with Dustin. I really do. I forgot that first one. That one was funny too. So brain farting here on the Better Sports Network every day.
I
from
hate
3
when
to
that
4.
happens.
I'm not going to remember it. It's Josh Allen. Oh no, and it's because our chat is so beautiful and I love them so much. I want them to have a say in this poll. There.
Excuse you.
Yeah.
Dustin in the chat with hashtag Team Eric and hashtag Team Joey. It is 2-2, which means the chat is going to have the deciding vote. How sweet that the chat's determining the winner of this bracket. John Luke, do we have the results of that poll over in YouTube?
Yeah.
Is it exactly tied?
I hope your votes are getting in because you got a little bit of time left before I hit end.
We got J-Wall in the chat
and there we
Mahomes
go.
easy scampers with Joe Burrow. Well, John Luke, what were the results?
The results were Patrick Mahomes, 60% of the vote.
Patrick Mahomes, 60% coming out
Let's
on
go.
top in this one. Through the power of science, Patrick Mahomes has been determined the best quarterback in one QB dynasty. Chat, Jalen and I owe you one on this one. Joey and Eric tried twice in a row to knock Patrick Mahomes
killing
down.
us today.
I know. They were not on your side. It was you guys and Dustin, and then me, JL, and the rest of the world.
Right. Dustin needs to up his burner account game. You need to get like a good 25 accounts so you can swing these polls, Dustin.
Yeah, what kind of Bills fan are you with only one burner account?
On.
Isn't it average 10 for just like the standard Bills fan? Like before you buy a t-shirt,
They're all
you have to
just
show them at the
they're
cash
all just
register,
table burners.
like all your different burners. Okay, here's this burner, this burner. Okay, here's your t-shirt, sir.
You're from Buffalo.
You're from Buffalo. We're all from Buffalo. Well, good news, guys. We are moving on to our next bracket here. Today, we have a Mario Battle Royale bracket for you. The Super Mario Brothers movie came out this week. So in honor of that, we are going to make characters from the Mario franchise fight to the death in head-to-head battles until only one is left standing. What better way to celebrate?
Naturally.
Of course, right? We've got 8 characters that are going to be going against each other in this Battle Royale today. They are Mario and Birdo, Peach and Donkey Kong, Bowser and Yoshi, then Luigi and Toad. We will vote on who would win in a head-to-head fight. And then the winners will face off against each other till only one is standing. You guys ready?
Before we start,
yeah.
I just want to say that Eric, Jail, and Simon, I love you guys so much. And no matter what I say, that won't change. But I don't want you to forget that. Yeah. Because I think I'm about to say some nasty things, possibly personally about you.
Jay Wall in the chat said Toad wins. Game over. You're welcome.
Did I just get booed?
You did.
I think you
You
did.
did. Well, Eric,
After
you've got
all I've done for you today, Jail. I've done nothing for you, so I probably deserve that.
Absolutely nothing.
Eric, you've got the first vote in our first matchup here. It is Mario versus Birdo. Who is coming out on top in this head-to-head fight?
Yeah, you got to go Birdo here. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, Mario is clearly the GOAT. If nothing else, he is the namesake of this franchise. He would wipe the floor with Birdo. We'll give Mario the vote and move on.
One vote for Mario. Joe, you've got the next vote. It is 1-0 so far. Where's your vote going?
I've got 2 words for Mario. Attention whore. It's Birdo. Thank you.
1 vote for Birdo, the spite pick against Mario. John Luke, it is 1-1 right now. Where's your vote going?
Oh, Simon.
Birdo is your favorite, if I remember correctly, right?
Birdo and Mario are 2 of my top favorites in the Mario universe, some might say.
Number 1 and number 2.
Mario, the incessant narcissist, and Birdo, that I'll keep my words to myself on Birdo.
It's disgusting, is what it is.
Birdo's a freaking stinker. That's what she is. That big old gaping hole mouth. What is that? What is that, Birdo? Stop winking at me with your weird wink and then lifting your leg like you're letting one rip. What's the matter with you? Sniffing your own farts with that big old... Oh, she makes me so mad. But Mario will not stand a chance against Birdo. Birdo has taken down some of the world's top leaders. Not a doubt in my mind. Not a doubt in my mind. Birdo moves on.
2 votes for Birdo. That means it's on to me. I just want to read to you from the Mario Wiki what it says Birdo's powers are. It says Birdo's most well-known ability is to fire eggs from its, in quotes, mouth.
It's alleged mouth.
Yeah.
Alleged mouth from its mouth. Birdo is also very good at sports, driving, and various other activities, which, if I'm not mistaken, I've seen Mario be pretty good at sports, driving, and other various activities as well. So what we got going on here is it the plumber or is it the egg shooting dinosaur that's going to come out on top? I'm voting for Mario. Mario he'll cheat. He's not above that, and no one's going to believe Birdo.
We know that.
If she says Mario cheated, they're going to say, Birdo, shut up. And so Mario's going to end up winning this battle full of shame. But it's 2-2, which means the chat is going to have to determine.
Come on, chat. Come through for us.
I see some people talking in the chat. Jay said Birdo greater than everybody.
Oh, God, Jay.
Of course, Jay believes that. That should tell you all you need to know about Birdo.
I thought that said something different, Dustin. And Maria said John Luke has very strong feelings about Birdo.
Yes, I do. Well,
John Luke, do we have a vote?
To say that was tame. We do have a vote in the chat, and Birdo is coming out on
No,
top.
she's not.
Of course she is. Like I said, Birdo always comes out on top.
Birdo.
66% of the vote from the chat.
Birdo's winning the first round against Mario. Mario knocked out early in the Mario Battle Royale.
Mario is the worst.
He's so awful.
He's the absolute
We got
worst.
some Luigi fanboys over here. No,
yeah, we do.
I don't.
Spoilers, but
Is that your son, Joro? You're just happy to see me. Oh,
there's Luigi right there with us. Joey, you've got the first vote in this next matchup. It's Princess Peach versus Donkey Kong. Who's coming out on top in this one?
So it is a fight between the two. So I mean, if you're just looking at a fight, you look at Donkey Kong and you're like, oh, he's very strong. But people forget about smarts and a cunning nature in a fight. And Peach has both of those. She can float. She's very smart. She's got the power of the people behind her. I'm going to go Peach here.
One vote for Peach from Joey. John Luke, you got the next vote. Where's your vote going?
See, Donkey Kong is who they want me to pick in this poll.
Who's they?
That's who they want me to pick in this poll. But I'm not going to. I'm going to pick Peach in this because Peach, despite what they say about her, she is fantastic. It's Simon's favorite character, so I just love beating up on some Peach in Mario Party or Mario Kart, any of those really. But I ain't doing it with Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong's a little punk, and he gets an advantage in Mario Party because he's big, which is just messed up. Like, why does he have an advantage in some mini games just because he's a big dude? You don't get an advantage because you're a genius like Luigi. Give me Peach.
2 votes for Peach, and that makes it my vote here. And this may be unpopular, but it's going to be put away early. My vote's for Peach as well. And it comes down to one very specific power. She can put people to sleep Jigglypuff style. She summons sheep and can put enemies to sleep in a battle to the death. That's a near trump card. Know what I mean? That you can put your enemy to sleep, and then she whips out her golf club and just smacks Donkey Kong in that big old noggin. Peach is coming out on top in this one. It's 3-0 so far. Eric, your vote will not change the outcome of this, but it still matters. Are you voting for Peach or Donkey Kong?
It might, if you convince one of us.
You're right. Actually, we have had the classic switch.
You guys, for the record, Peach would be my selection on merit alone, but you mentioned Donkey Kong's only real advantage in many of these mini games is that he's larger than the other characters, and that is one of my few advantages in life as well. So shout out to DK. I'll give him my vote right now.
Nice.
1 vote for Donkey Kong, but Peach is going to move on to the next round here.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm sliding, Simon.
No, Princess Peach is a badass with a golf club. The chat does not agree with us, though. Tim down here said, bruh, DK has literally captured Peach countless times without any problems.
Oh, my God. That's such a good point.
And Jay Wall says, I'm remembering why I didn't watch FYF brackets.
Bye, Jay Wall. I think I'm going to switch. I think I got to switch. I got to go with Donkey Kong in a tie.
Well, now it's a tie. So, JL, is this in the chat?
This is in the chat.
I'm already upset.
Chat's going 77% Donkey Kong.
No!
It's all right.
Let's go.
What have I done?
So we've knocked out my favorite character, the public's favorite character. Let's see what we can do on the other side of this bracket. Oh, weird. There's
I
a
had
matchup
so
with
much
Luigi
Peach
coming
analysis
up.
ready.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm not worried about that.
Oh, no.
Well, here's our semifinal matchup on this side of the bracket, determining who's going to be in the finals. Representative of the left side, we've got Birdo versus Donkey Kong. John Luke, which way are you voting here?
Oh, please. Please. No, this is going to be the fight for Donkey Kong's life. This guy, Donkey Kong is going to have to, it's not going to be easy for him, but I'm going with Donkey Kong.
1 vote for Donkey Kong. Eric, which way is your vote going on this bracket?
Yeah, when you were reading off Birdo's profile on the Mario Wiki, not listed in there was battle royales or fighting in general. I think DK is just nimble enough to jump over those weird eggs that shoot out of her face. I think you would win this one easily.
One vote.
Sorry, I meant the other way around.
Say that again.
I mixed them up. I said I think I mixed them up.
You mixed up Donkey Kong and Birdo. They don't look anything alike, John.
No, they don't.
No, I mixed up which one I was having lose.
Oh. Well, who? So Eric voted for Donkey Kong. John Luke, which way is your vote going?
I was supposed to vote Birdo
Oh, from the script that we handed out before the show started.
from the
Yeah,
script.
that's
Yeah,
right.
I went off script.
Yeah, I was
Memorize
wondering
your
what you were
damn
doing
lines,
there,
Dale.
John
I'm
Luke.
tired of this.
I know,
man.
my bad.
Like,
Okay, it is 1-1. Joey, which way is your vote going?
why'd you skip yourself in the vote?
Did I?
Yeah, JL went, and then it was supposed to be you, right?
Oh, because I'm the host and I'm not paying attention. My vote here is 110% going to the messed up, demented, mutated dinosaur egg shooting bird, Birdo. Donkey Kong doesn't have the capability to process what's going on with here. He's used to alligators that just jump up and down, right? He's going to be trying to defeat this enemy the same way he fights the gators in Donkey Kong Country. But as soon as he jumps, there comes the egg out of Birdo's mouth, shooting him down from the air. Birdo comes out on top in this one. Also, side note, according to actual Super Mario Bros. Lore, Birdo
Is a
eats Donkey Kong.
Is that
Yeah,
real?
you can Google it.
I don't believe this.
No,
All
it's
right.
fully made up.
Yes, I
I was
will.
just trying to get additional votes that way. It is 2-1. Joey, are you voting for Birdo or are you voting for Donkey Kong?
Swallows
many-
them all.
There are many things in this world I regret. Asking Simon what he actually thought about this poll is now one of them. It's Donkey Kong. Birdo, like, he would destroy Birdo. There's no contest. He would pound her into not even submission. She would just be out quick. All her eggs would be cracked. I'm not sure where this love of Birdo is coming from, but probably Jay. I don't know. It's Donkey Kong. He's got my vote here.
It is 2-2. Maria said Birdo doesn't have her own game.
Thank you,
Great
Maria.
point. And Scamper said JL is so unprofessional.
Oh, the worst.
Just so unprofessional.
Just the worst.
Well, we're gonna have to go to the chat on this one. John Luke.
The chat's wrong, and I don't want to end the poll
Yes.
until they're right.
No.
John Luke.
DK wins 66%.
Donkey Kong
Really?
moving on to the finals to face off against whoever comes from this side of the bracket. We've got Bowser versus Yoshi in our next matchup. Eric, I believe we're back to you at the first vote. Who's going to come out on top in this one? Is it Bowser or is it Yoshi?
I don't know if I am up next, but I'll go next. I mean, for me, Bowser is all of the brawn of Donkey Kong with a better defense mechanism, and Yoshi is Birdo without the ability to shoot eggs out of his face. So
Well,
I'll
let's
go
not
Bowser.
insult him.
One vote for Bowser. Joey, a little insulted at the description of Yoshi there. Which way are you
Yeah,
voting?
Yoshi is a sweet, lovable dinosaur who did not deserve that,
Yeah.
Eric. I'm going to vote for
he's-
Bowser because he would just
he's-
destroy Yoshi in a fight. Like,
He's a great guy, right? But
yeah,
we're talking about a battle royal, right?
I know, but you compared him to Birdo, and that's not nice. Let's not
I mean,
hurl insults at people. Bowser, I mean, he's almost unstoppable. He's a badass. Kudos to whoever the casting agent is that hired Jack Black as the voice of Bowser. You did your job.
crushed it.
You understood the assignment. Yeah, it's Bowser.
It is 2-0 in favor of Bowser right now, John Luke. Are you voting for Yoshi or are you voting for Bowser?
This is baloney. Why are you guys talking like Bowser's just going to beat up on Yoshi and Yoshi's not even going to put up a fight? We've seen thousands of matchups between these two characters. Smash Bros. Is a battle royale game with these characters. Yoshi is fantastic. Got that nice face, but he packs a deadly punch. So I got to go Yoshi here.
Vote for Yoshi. And John Luke, I think something our opponents here didn't take into account was on a level playing field. We've got the classic speed versus brawn matchup, right? We've got Yoshi who's going to be rolling around in that
tongue versus
egg,
spikes.
right? Bowser's going to be trying to get a punch in, and Yoshi's hurling eggs from across the arena, just beating them
He's
down.
just getting hit
Have
in
you
the, hit in the
ever
face.
played
Ugh,
Yoshi's
ugh,
Island? He
ugh.
can carry up to 6 eggs behind him at a time. And how does he make them? Like this.
Joey.
Blap, blap,
Blap,
blap.
blap,
That's all he has to
blap.
do. More eggs exist. He can do it with anything.
You hear that, Joey? Blap.
And then on top of that, he can do it to Bowser. He can put Bowser in an egg. So he wears him down,
I wanna
chucking
put
eggs
you
at
in
him
an
from
egg.
across the arena, and then puts him in an egg to end things off. My vote's going to the little green
What are you going to do when you get
dinosaur.
egged?
Yoshi. It is 2-2 in this matchup
Let's
now.
go. Yosh. Come on, chat. Don't let us down.
Jay is asking the $1 million question here in chat as well.
What's that?
What's up with all the reptiles showing us their butts?
A little scandalous among the reptile
Why?
community. In Mario Bros.
Bowser's look specifically suspicious.
Also, can we address something? Aren't turtles amphibians? So why are all the reptiles and amphibians showing us their butt? I'm pretty sure the dinosaurs are reptiles, but Bowser, you're not fooling anyone. You don't get you don't get the butt pass. Amphibians have to turn around.
If this show wasn't
The
nerdy
turtles-
enough, Simon brings that to the table. Thank you so much.
J Wall's voting for Jack Black on this one, and Dustin wants to know, how did Wario and Waluigi get no part of this battle? Is it because they would automatically win? Indeed, yeah. Unbeatable Wario and Waluigi got left out. John Luke, which way did the chat go on this one?
We need one more vote in the chat.
Well, does this count as a vote? Victor said Bowser's got a dump truck.
Yeah, that's a vote. That's a vote.
Bowser is caked up.
Thick.
So thick. Well, it's ending in a tie. I don't know
If
what
it
to
ends
tell
in
you.
a tie, then the tie goes to the guest, is the rule that we have had on the show in the past, which means against my better judgment, Bowser is going to win that matchup. Moving us on to our last first round match here. Joey, you've got the first vote.
Yeah.
Luigi versus Toad.
Everyone
Who is
knows where I'm
winning
going
this one?
on this. Yeah, it's Luigi. He is the greatest Mario character. Yes, Toad is strong. That is his strength in Super Mario Brothers 2.
Oh, Luigi, that tickles.
That does tickle Luigi. Just the greatest character, one of the greatest people I've ever seen. And I was worried that the movie would not portray him in a positive light because of some propaganda that I was reading. I'm happy to say that I felt seen as a Luigi fan by the movie. It only made me love him more. Luigi. Thank you.
One vote for Luigi.
Luigi. Oh no.
Mario.
John Luke, is your vote going to Luigi or towards Toad?
This is such an unfair first round matchup, Simon. Why did you set it up like this? This is the meanest thing you've
It
ever
was
done to
Jay.
me. Why'd you do this, Jay?
It was me.
This is the meanest thing you've ever done. Luigi versus Toad in a battle royale. This is unfair. These are two of my favorite characters, but Toad can't hurt a fly. Toad is the Mario universe equivalent of a Buddhist. You can't expect Toad to hold his own in a battle royale. Unfortunately, Luigi's gonna have to do what he's done his whole life and get his hands dirty in this battle royale against Toad and just take him out. So Luigi.
One vote for Luigi from JL. JL, something that you're forgetting is, while Toad may not have shown us a ton of ability to save the day, Luigi has shown us the ability to ruin the day time and time and time again. In fact, the new Mario movie would not even exist if he hadn't gotten captured. Most of the games wouldn't exist if Luigi didn't need saving.
You haven't seen the movie, you don't know what you're talking about.
I've seen the trailer. I've seen the trailer. He needs to get saved. If you
As
want
you
to,
said,
Joey,
I've
I
seen the
am
trailer.
putting you in
You
a
said, I've
position
seen the
where you can
trailer.
choose to fight against me and ruin the movie for everybody watching with spoilers, or you can let me have the point about the movie in my favor.
You evil little man.
But my point stands for all the other games as well, minus Luigi's Mansion. Luigi gets captured, Mario saves him. Luigi gets captured, Mario saves him. Yeah, we get some Peach ones in there as well, but name a time in a game where Luigi hasn't been a problem. Super Mario Galaxy, I'm playing through. There's a whole subplot where Luigi's like, I'll help you. And then he goes to help, gets captured, and Mario has to go save him over and over and over and over again. Toad has shown to be nothing but helpful. He is the ultimate support character.
And
And
who's your favorite character in the Mario universe, Simon?
Peach.
Who has to get
And I voted for Peach.
what?
I just wanna
What
point
in the
that
game?
out.
Any Donkey Kong game ever?
She has to get rescued, but
Saved
she doesn't.
Saved by Mario.
She doesn't try to
Saved
be the
by
hero.
Mario.
She's not trying to help. She's getting targeted by Bowser. Luigi says, I'll help you, and then shows up. It's like someone offering to help you with the dishes, then taking the plates and smashing them on the floor in your kitchen. Peach
At
is
least
just
someone's
in there
there.
actually
Punishing him for
helping,
helpful
and Bowser
intention.
shows up and grabs her out. Luigi's like, I'll help you, and then punches you in the stomach and sells all your possessions. Toad
never-
is
So
gonna
it's
lie
all
on
it's
top
all
of this
based
one.
off this one moment where he promised to help you, and he didn't keep his promise, and that's the root of this Luigi hatred.
You ever heard of the phrase "too many cooks"? You're
No.
trying to boil it down to one instance. I'm saying Mario doesn't need the help, but he's got the little brother that he has to include. The little brother Luigi shows up, makes things harder, but Mario
that's
has to
rude.
keep inviting him
That's
because
rude.
he's the brother. Toad's coming out on top in this one.
If you've seen any movie, Simon, you know you're going to fall in love with Luigi at the end of this
Oh
movie.
my
We'll
God.
see.
You always fall in love with the annoying little brother who you don't want the whole time.
We shall see. One vote for Toad. It's 2 votes for Luigi right now. It looks like. Eric, where is your vote going? Who had the first vote on this one? I got sidetracked in my.
Oh, I
Luigi
did.
hatred.
I did.
Joey, they do.
It's 2-1. Where's your vote going, Eric?
I mean, look, we're not voting on who is the affable character that we will all fall in love with by the time the story's over. We're talking about a battle royal here. And Toad, while he might be small in stature and often overlooked, very, very high utility score on Toad. He can get it done in a lot of different ways. He is often underestimated. I think Luigi would probably come in feeling like he's got a pretty easy fight on his hands, and Toad would actually pull the upset. So give my vote to Toad and send us one to the chat.
It is 2-2 in
Book this
favor of
awful
Toad.
guest.
Tim in here. Let me know. First of all, turtles are reptiles. So Bowser, my apologies. That was really rude of me. J-Wall wanting Toad in the chat. Dustin looking at Toad. Tim said
No,
Network voted
God.
for Toad faster. Jay said Luigi is the worst.
This chat is awful. I said good things about you, and I take every single one of them back. Every one of them. Because I already see what's going to happen.
Well, John Luke, this is going to the chat. Which way is the chat going?
Where do you think they went?
Toad?
Toad.
Toad moving on to the next round to face off against Bowser. JL,
I'm really glad I changed my
you have
vote.
the first vote here. It is Bowser versus Toad. Which way are you rolling?
Bowser versus Toad. Well, I just said all those sweet things about Toad. I said all the sweet things. So it's going to be really hard to reverse course here and go for Bowser. Go for Toad against Bowser. And I'm going to keep that. I think Bowser would just wreck Toad. I think Toad is not going to stand a chance. He got lucky against that matchup with Luigi. Just lucky. And now he's in the second round going against Bowser. He's out of his depth. He's like the little kid who all of a sudden now is in like the high school wrestling league. He's gonna get wrecked.
The common situation where the small child ends up in the high school wrestling.
Common situation. We've all seen it.
Tale as old as
Rookie
time.
pitch. The rookie of the year.
You show up, there's all these high school kids wrestling, and all of a sudden a 7-year-old walks out on the mat.
and they just throw him in there with no one to protect him.
One vote.
That's what you did. Nice job.
One vote for Bowser from John Luke. I think we've got another case here of speed versus brawn. Not quite as much speed as Yoshi had here, but according to the Super Mario Brothers wiki, as shown in Super Mario Brothers 2, Toad can run very fast, and he is, in fact, faster than any other playable character in that game, meaning we're probably looking at one of the fastest people in the entire Mushroom Kingdom. I think Bowser, all he has to do is land one good hit, and Toad is smushed. But I think Toad is going to outrun him, tire him out, and then he's going to come out on top of this battle. It's going to be pure endurance. One vote for Toad. Eric, it is 1-1. One vote in favor of the Koopa King, Bowser. One vote in favor of whatever Toad is. Where's your vote going?
I mean, what are we doing here, really? Right? Like in all of Super Mario lore,
I ask
universe
that every day.
games, Bowser he's positioned as an insurmountable opponent, right? And whenever he is defeated, it takes teamwork. It takes unlikely sets of circumstances to play out, and Toad just not enough by himself, right? So I think we're talking about Bowser. He's all caked up over here. He's going to drop that wagon on him and win this one easily.
Bowser with the wagon drop, taking Toad out in pure bliss. Joey, it's 2-1 in favor of Bowser right now. Which way is your vote going?
To the King of the Koopas.
The King of the Koopas. 3-1. Bowser is moving on. The chat was split on this
King of
one.
the
It looks
Koopas.
like J-Wall in here with the Toad, obviously. Jay
J-Wall
said we need a Birdo
can't even
Toad
spell obviously,
final.
right?
But then Victor said, give me the dump truck. And Ladarius saying Bowser because of those cakes. And Jay said, My 4-year-old son says Bowser. So
Is Brooks
probably for a
watching?
different reason. And
Brooks,
Jay,
hi.
same person who just said his 4-year-old son chooses Bowser, then says Bowser is the Jeff Driscoll of the Mushroom Kingdom.
Wow.
Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, just
Honk,
type in
honk.
Jeff Driscoll honk
No.
honk, and that will come right up. YouTube didn't like that video. They kept flagging it for inappropriate content. Apparently, you're not allowed to just post a 30-second video talking about how big Jeff Driscoll's ass is without YouTube flagging it for inappropriate content.
I don't understand.
How did our Brock Purdy
Unbelievable,
video
right?
get by then?
I know, right? We're allowed to talk about his balls, but not Jeff Driscoll's ass. Like, where's the line, YouTube?
Double standards.
It's insane. It's absolutely
Messed up.
insane.
Hi,
Well, guys,
Brooks.
we
He's watching.
have-
I want to say hi to him.
Bowser is moving on to the finals, and now we have an all-antagonist final here.
This is the dumbest final matchup.
It feels like nobody's happy with anybody that's in the finals now. Like everybody got their person gone. It is Braun
Yeah.
versus Braun. I've got
This is 2 1 seeds facing off in the March Madness final.
Yeah. It's boring.
who's got the first vote here? I lost track. I think I've got
me.
JL, and then, or let's give it to Joey, and then Eric, our guest, will have the last
Yeah,
vote
so he goes
on
last.
this one.
Yeah, I'm when it comes between these two, I'm gonna go Bowser. I was really my daughter also was really won over by Bowser yesterday. That's no spoilers, just he's awesome. And yeah, I mean he kicks ass. He's the villain of almost every Mario game, at least the good ones. And yeah, it's Bowser.
One vote for Bowser. John Luke. It's Bowser. Is it Bowser for you?
That was the most like back of the game.
Well, I mean, I'm
description
just-
of Bowser ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the antagonist of most games. He shows up. It's pretty good. I'll go
I'm
Bowser.
Hard to
still
defeat.
reeling from Luigi getting knocked out in the first round by like whatever Toad is.
What'd you expect, Joe?
No,
Imagine
I
being
like-
given
they
the
hate-
false
they
hope that
hate
your
us
favorite
here.
character had already moved through before having jail go.
Yeah.
You know, actually, I want to change my vote.
Well, I voted for
Listen,
Peach, Simon.
Eric's
You could have at least
persuasive.
voted for Luigi one time. One time. That's all
Tell
we
me-
ask. But no, you're going to be an
Tell
asshole.
me Eric
so I don't
isn't
know.
persuasive.
Eric's pretty persuasive. But John Luke, where's your vote going here?
All right, this one I'm going solely based off of the scenes in, if you ever played Mario Party Superstars on Switch, and whenever someone lands on a Bowser space, all the characters drop down into the dungeon, into Bowser's dungeon, where he delivers his punishment. And they're all sitting there. And Donkey Kong, who's Mr. Big Guy, Mr. Macho Donkey Kong, who always pounds on his chest, he's Mr. Tough Guy, is sitting there with his knees shaking, cowering, like who's his little cousin?
Diddy Kong?
Diddy Kong. Like he's Diddy Kong. Get out of here, Donkey Kong. You ain't gonna hold your own against Bowser. Let's go, Bowser.
One vote for Bowser. So now it is 2-0. Tim brought up something earlier in the chat in relation to Donkey Kong that I had to look up, and it has been confirmed. It is fact. At the end of Donkey Kong Country Returns, we are seeing Donkey Kong physically punch barehanded the moon out of orbit. So that is official lore that's how strong Donkey Kong's punch is he can knock the moon completely out of orbit.
Call it a mass extinction event.
Exactly. And if he can cause, that's how he's going to take Bowser down. Is he's going to re-punch the moon out of orbit, throw the entire Earth into chaos. The tides are going to reclaim the Earth. And although
Killing himself and all of his family members.
just with my newly found knowledge that Bowser is in fact a reptile and not an amphibian and incapable of living underwater, Donkey Kong knocking the moon out of orbit is going to take Bowser and his reptilian family down with him. I'm taking Donkey Kong here.
Man,
Bowser doesn't stand a chance. He doesn't even need to get near him to beat
How
him.
can I like you so much? And then we talk about Mario and you're just the biggest piece of crap. I don't get it, Simon. I don't understand it.
I've been asking myself that for a long time.
I do want to say the only thing going Bowser's favor is the move you can do in Super Smash Brothers where you just grab someone and then booty slam off the edge and you both
Mhm.
die. Like the
I'm
ultimate
all for booty
spite move.
slamming. Let's go.
Eric, it's 2-1. Which way is your vote going?
So, Simon, I don't think you realize how salient a point you were making about
Oh my God.
Bowser actually being a reptile and not an amphibian, because if and when Donkey Kong knocks the moon out of its orbit, that is going to have huge effects on the tidal patterns here on the Earth, and Bowser is going to need to be able to survive under the water. So, man, I thought this was a real clear choice for me when we first saw the matchup, but
Donkey's gonna drown by his own attack, is what you're saying.
He has thumbs.
You know what? I'm gonna stay true to myself.
Everybody knows
Yes,
you can
thumbs.
breathe underwater with thumbs.
I only gave Donkey Kong a pity vote, and then JV turned his back on Peach. He shouldn't be here whatsoever. He is disqualified. I will vote for Bowser.
1 vote for Bowser, which means Bowser, King of the Koopas, Jack Black himself, is coming out on top as the winner of our Super Mario Battle Royale bracket. Man,
I'm ashamed of this
me
bracket.
too. I look at it, and every single matchup I'm upset with.
That was a
Who's the
mistake.
monster that didn't put Mario and Luigi in the first round? Like,
So-
we had to see them face off head to head.
I had it all planned to turn heel on Luigi during the episode, and then it got all blown up in my face. I had a whole thing
The
prepared
script.
for the second round, and the script just
freaking
went out
script.
the window.
Wait,
Yeah.
guys, we've been falling behind on keeping our scripts in front of everybody early, so this one got a little off the rails here.
And chat went donkey, by the
They
way.
went Donkey Kong. Chat went Donkey Kong, so they are unhappy about this. But J-Wall at least taking solace in the fact that Toad lost to the champ. So Toad really
No
just
shame.
as good as runner-up. And we got Dave in the chat jumping in here at the end. Better late than never. Welcome in, my friend.
What up, Dave?
And I'm with you. It should have been Donkey Kong. It should have been Peach. But we're all mad on this day. So we'll leave you with that. Eric, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come on and help us determine that Bowser is the ultimate winner of the Mario Battle Royale. And I forgot who we picked. Patrick Mahomes is our #1 Dynasty QB.
God, chalk.
Chalk. It was a chalk day here on the Front Yard Fantasy. It's not the morning show. It's the fantasy football game show.
Let's go.
Guys, because of that, we're going to be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time and every day, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. for more fantasy football game show goodness. But if you haven't gotten enough fantasy football yet today, good news right here on BSN starting tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time. You got the high stakes fantasy football show followed by Dynasty Nerds. So stick around on BSN starting at 7 for more fantasy football talk. Eric, I want to thank you so much again one more time. And everybody watching, if you're not following Eric, go and follow him on Twitter at FantasyNav and follow Green Screens Media at Get Green Screens. Eric, thank you so much for helping us determine the winners of these brackets today. We needed you.
Yeah, this was a fun show. I'm very upset about how Peach got dealt an unnecessary L in this one. I think she was queued up for a deep run, but it was a fun time either way.
Screw you, Peach.
I really feel like we all just went at each other. Like nobody won on the show
This was
today. We all just
strictly personal.
lost.
I don't even know who I picked
Upset.
anymore.
This was I found myself making arguments for Donkey Kong at the end, and I was just ripping him to shreds at the very beginning against Peach.
We're all backwards.
Well, guys, we're going to go try to twist our heads on back straight. Until tomorrow, though, we are out of here. Thank you again, everybody, for hanging out with us. Have a great rest of your ruined day, as Mr. Scamper says. Until tomorrow, see you later, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.